Explain cards. Winged Dragon of Ra. The Winged Dragon of Ra cannot be special summoned. Requires 3 tributes to normal summon, cannot be normal set. This card's normal summon cannot be negated. When normal summoned, other cards and effects cannot be activated. When this card is normal summoned, you can pay LP so that you only have 100 left. This card gains ATK and def equal to the amount of LP paid. You can pay 1000 LP, then target one monster on the field, destroy that target. Next card is the Winged Dragon of Ra, Immortal Phoenix. Cannot be normal summoned and set. Must be special summoned by its own effect. If the Winged Dragon of Ra is sent from the field to your graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, special summon this card. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this effect's activation. This card is unaffected by other cards' effects. You can pay 1000 LP, send one monster on the field to the graveyard. Once per turn, during the end phase, send this card to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one the Winged Dragon of Ra sphere mode from your hand, deck, or graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. Next card is the Winged Dragon of Ra sphere mode. Cannot be special summoned. Requires 3 tributes from either side of the field to normal summon to that side of the field, cannot be normal set, then shift control to this card's owner during the end phase of the next turn. Cannot attack. Your opponent cannot target this card for attacks or by card effects. You can tribute this card, special summon one the Winged Dragon of Ra from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, and if you do, its ATK and def become 4000. Help cards. 1 Ancient Chant. Add one the Winged Dragon of Ra from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and if you do, you can tribute summon one monster during your main phase this turn, in addition to your normal summon and set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard. If you tribute summon the Winged Dragon of Ra this turn, its original ATK and def become the combined original ATK and def of the monster's tribute for its summon. You can only activate 1 Ancient Chant per turn. Next card is Blaze Cannon. This card is also always treated as a Blaze Accelerator card. 1 The Winged Dragon of Ra you control gains the following effects until the end of this turn. This card's activation and effect cannot be negated. This card is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. When an attack is declared involving this card, you can tribute any number of other monsters that did not declare an attack this turn. This card gains ATK equal to the tribute monster's combined original ATK, until the end of this turn. After damage calculation, if this card attacked, you can send all monsters your opponent controls to the graveyard. Next card is Millennium Revelation. You can send 1 Divine Beast monster from your hand to the graveyard, add 1 monster reborn from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can send this face-up card to the graveyard. This turn, you can special summon the Winged Dragon of Ra from your graveyard with monster reborn, ignoring its summoning conditions. During the end phase of the turn this effect was activated, you must send the Winged Dragon of Ra you control that was special summoned with monster reborn to the graveyard. You can only use each effect of Millennium Revelation once per turn. Next card is the True Sun God. When this card is activated, add 1 the Winged Dragon of Ra or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand, except the True Sun God. Monsters, except the Winged Dragon of Ra, cannot attack the turn they are special summoned. Once per turn, during your main phase, you can send this card from the field, or 1 the Winged Dragon of Ra Immortal Phoenix from your deck, to the graveyard, then send 1 the Winged Dragon of Ra from your monster zone to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 the True Sun God per turn. Next card is Soul Crossing. During the main phase, immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon 1 Divine Beast monster. When you do, you can tribute a monsters your opponent controls, even though you do not control them, but if you tribute summon this way, apply this effect. Until the end of the next turn after this card resolves, you can only activate one card or effect per turn, not counting the effects of Divine Beast monsters. You can only activate one Soul Crossing per turn. Next card is Sun God Unification. If you control a monster whose original name is the Winged Dragon of Ra, you can activate this card the turn it was set. During the main phase, you can pay LP so that you only have 100 left. One special summon the Winged Dragon of Ra you control gains ATK and def equal to the amount of LP paid, even if this card leaves the field. Once per turn, you contribute one the Winged Dragon of Ra, gain LP equal to its ATK on the field. You cannot activate both of this card's effects in the same chain. Next card is Guardian Slime. If you take battle or effect damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. During damage calculation, if this card battles an opponent's monster, quick effect you can make this card gain def equal to that opponent's monster's ATK during that damage calculation only. If this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can add one spell and trap from your deck to your hand that specifically lists the card the Winged Dragon of Ra in its text. You can only use each effect of Guardian Slime once per turn. Next card is Egyptian God Slime. Monster with 0 ATK. This card can be treated as one or three tributes for the tribute summon of a monster. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Your opponent's monsters cannot target for attacks, and your opponent cannot target with card effects any monsters you control, except Egyptian God Slime. Next card is Metal Reflect Slime. Special summon this card in defense position as an effect monster, Aqua and WAT Urand level 10 and ATK 0 and def 3000. This card is also still a trap. If summoned this way, this card cannot attack. Next card is Mount of the Bound Creator. Level 10 or higher monsters on the field cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. If a level 10 or higher monster destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, the player who controlled the destroyed monster takes 1000 damage. When this card on the field is destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add one divine monster from your deck to your hand. Next card is Owner's Seal. Return control of all monsters on the field to their owners. Thanks for following.